what's really going on with the real estate market in Athens, Georgia? What are we really seeing right now? What's going on? And so I'm recording this as of early January 2022. So what I'm going to do in this video is compare the last 3 years of kind of what we've seen as far as sales, price ranges, average sales prices, and also what are we seeing now and what do we expect in 2022. So let me share my screen and we'll get into it here. And what I would say, if I could sum it all up into something simple, right now I would say that supply is very low, demand is high, and prices are rising. And if you remember from your Econ 101 class, that's what happens. When supply is low, demand is high, prices rise. And that's exactly what we're seeing right now in this real estate market. So this is a chart that I pulled from online, and this basically just shows you the migration patterns from the various states over the last year or so. And if you notice, Georgia is number 7 on the list of top 10 inbound states. And they're moving, if you really notice, they're moving to the southeast. North Carolina, South Carolina, Florida is number 1 on the list, Tennessee and Georgia. So those are 5 of the top 7 states are in the southeast. And where are they moving from? They're moving from places like California, New York, up in the north, and they're moving to this area. So how does that affect us in Georgia and in Athens? So moving to the next slide. So this is just a chart I put together. So in 2019, if you look back, this is what the number of transactions that took place in Athens, Clarke County. So under 200,000, almost 800 sales, 615. So you can kind of see the majority of homes sold between up to 400,000. That's where the majority of houses were selling in the Athens market. And then there were about 1,527 sales for the year. This is going through the Athens, our local MLS system. 2022, few less sales overall, but not too much. But if you notice in that 400, 600 range, you're seeing a few more sales. And then 2021, this is when it really gets drastic. So you're seeing a lot more sales in the 400 to 600 range, from 102 to 191. And then if you look 600 to a million, it really doubled, went from 38 to 78 units sold above 600,000 up to a million in Athens, Clarke County. And then 13 homes sold above $1 million, whereas the year prior, only 3 sales were above $1 million. So we're seeing prices rise significantly. People are willing to make the investment into Athens real estate, and we're seeing the area grow. And again, part of what's driving that is high demand and low supply. And if you notice, under 200,000, that number dropped. Why did that number drop? Does it mean people don't want houses under 200,000? No, it means that there simply isn't the available inventory under 200,000. So how does that affect the median and average price? So if you notice in 2019, median at 197, average was 228, and houses selling in about 51 days. Now going to 2022, you saw that number rise quite a bit. That's about a 10% jump on the median and average sales price. And then this year, 2021, or the end of last year, I should say, you saw a significant increase. So the average sales price went from 251 to 302. So if you bought a house in Athens 2 years ago, you would see about over a $70,000 increase on average of the valuation. And you notice days on market are down to 32 days on market. So that's on average. We're seeing houses sell go under contract at least in just a few days now. And if you notice the average sold to list price, this is what amazes me. 2019, it was 97.93. So that, basically 97, almost 98% of list price is on average is what they sold for. This year, or the end of last year, 2021, the average sold to list price was 100.5%. That means on average, the houses are selling above list price. And that is simply due to multiple offer situations, buyers bidding against one another and bidding that price up. And, people ask sometimes, well, because prices are high, does that mean we're about to crash again? People are paying crazy amounts of money. And again, I think the answer right now, at least I think the answer to that is no, because the supply is so low. Builders are not replenishing the inventory like we need. The demand is so high, and there simply are not enough houses to go around. And even though we're seeing houses go above list price, often they're selling for cash. If they're not selling for cash, we're seeing buyers who are 20% down or more. We're seeing buyers pay, even when it doesn't appraise, they're paying the difference with cash. We are not seeing buyers get qualified with marginal credit scores and income stated loans like we saw a decade ago when or over a decade ago when the market crashed before. So I don't think we're getting set up for a crash. But again, time will tell. But I think the supply and the demand outweighs that tremendously. And so here's what's crazy, what's under contract right now. 130 properties currently under contract total in Athens. 35 under 200,000, and you can see the numbers there. For what's under contract, the averages, so you can see that's creeping up just a little bit. So we're still on the upswing based on 2022. What's under contract average price and median price is just a little bit higher. And again, we're early January. So this is the under contract numbers. And then active numbers, there are only 8 homes under 200,000 in Clark County, 33, 200 to 400, and 69 total. And that's crazy. We've got a population of mid 100s of thousands of people, and we've got less than 70 homes currently for sale. So you can see the demand is super, super low. People need a place to live, and they're willing to pay the price. And so when you look at the median price and average price there, they seem really high. And that is simply because if you notice, there are more homes for sale, or just about as many homes for sale above 400,000 as there are below 400,000. So again, it's just limited inventory. The homes that are lagging or sitting a little bit longer typically are the higher price range homes. These homes that are listed in the lower 2 categories, under 200 or 200 to 400, they're seeing multiple offers, they're getting bid up, and they're selling immediately. And you can kind of see that in the under contract numbers. There are over twice as many homes under contract in both of those categories under 400,000, whereas you get above 400, it's not quite as skewed. So I hope that's been helpful. Again, market is rising. If you didn't buy a house last year and you decided to rent because you were waiting for prices to come down, that's not happening. If you're renting now and you're waiting for prices to come down, I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. So you're probably better off to buy sooner rather than later. If you're thinking about selling, we are at record highs right now, so you can get top dollar for your home. But I will caution you, if you are selling a home today, make sure you know where you're going to go and where you're going to live, and either have something under contract to buy, or maybe you've got land and you're building a house, but make sure you have a plan of where you're going to go before you put your house on the market, because it is selling quickly. And if you have a good agent, they will know how to help you to get multiple offers, how to create that bidding war, and how to put the most money in your pocket. And that's what we're here for if you're a seller. If you're a buyer, reach out to us. We may be able to get you into properties quickly, sometimes find you off-market properties, things like that. So if we can help you, reach out to us, and we'll be glad to help.